All-Star starters will be announced in a couple of minutes. We would expect Karl-Anthony Towns to be named a starter. We will get into that once we know. Also joining us from Knicks Fan TV, my guy, Alex Frateris. He will join me and Bryan here to talk some Knicks hoop. So it should be good. Glad to have Alex on here. He'll be joining us about 7:45 Eastern here. Thank you, everybody, for rocking in, whether you're watching on Twitter, whether you're watching on Facebook, whether you are watching on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and share. If you're missing this or you're not going to be able to see all of this, you can watch it back on YouTube. Also, check it out on all audio digital streaming platforms. Bryan, actually, we got news here, and I just saw it come in. Jalen Brunson has been voted an East starter. Per the TNT broadcast. Vote tally was 50% fan vote, 25% media vote, and 25% player vote. So the fans getting it right and getting Brunson in there as a starter. It looks like the Knicks could have two starters here. So that'll be interesting. Jalen Brunson is just breaking. This kind of tweaks what we're going to talk about at the top. But Jalen Brunson named an all-star starter here, according to TNT, who announced it. This is his second time making all-star back-to-back years. He has made the all-star team. So congratulations to Jalen Brunson here. You sounded a little surprised there, Bryan. Was it because of the way the voting was going with LaMelo Ball? Should not be an all-star starter. And also, who's ahead as well, too?
Donovan Mitchell, I think.
Donovan Mitchell was ahead. Who deserves to be an all-star starter? I will say there. So I will say that. What's your reaction to this? We were expecting to talk about Cat. I thought Brunson might be a reserve, but we were expecting to talk about Cat, and it was something I was also going to bring up to Alex when he joins us later on. But here we go. Brunson, back-to-back all-star for the Knicks. Well-deserved, in my opinion.
First as a starter also.
Yep.
We both think this should be his third all-star appearance, actually, because there was a year where it may have been the 21-22 season. I'm trying to remember. It was Jalen Brunson's first year, basically. With
Cat, just sorry to cut you off. Cat also named an all-star starter. So both.
That one was a layup.
That was it. That we expected.
Yeah.
Both
that
Knicks played. So Knicks get two players in the starting lineup.
When's the last time that happened?
Not in my lifetime. I'm pretty sure it has not happened in my lifetime. I'm pretty sure of that, because the time the Knicks once had three, it was Ewing, Oakley, and Starks.
Oakley and Starks were absolutely not starting.
It wasn't Oakley. It was just Ewing and Starks. I can't remember. I might be wrong with this.
It might not have been Oakley, but Starks was most definitely.
Starks definitely made an all-star team. I
Allen Houston made two. Latrell Sprewell's gotten in.
Yeah,
but I don't think they've had.
They weren't years when they were together either. That if I remember correctly. But in my lifetime, both two Knicks starting, I don't think so. Maybe you were going back to the 70s. Maybe we're going to Walt Frazier and Earl Monroe. And I'm not even. I don't know. Spree and Houston.
Earl Monroe had better numbers.
But Spree and Houston both did not start. I'm confident about it. Last time the Knicks had three was 1972-73. That's the last time they had three. But when's the last time the Knicks had two starting? Our great producer, Jeff Stansbury, he will be on it. We will figure this out, guys, to get you. Let us know in the chat what's your reaction. Karl-Anthony Towns named the all-star starter. Jalen Brunson named the all-star starter. Bryan, I'm sorry I cut you off because we have breaking news. But what's your reaction to both these guys being named all-star starters?
Now that Jeff gave this to us, I feel like as we're talking about this, I want to throw this to the comments, see if the commenters can guess some trivia here. Who were the three all-stars the last time the Knicks had three all-stars? This was in 1973.
Yeah.
Let's see who can name all three of them. One of them is obvious. Two of them.
One is obvious.
I think people might be surprised.
One I should have known by how good the team was. The other's a little bit more shocking. But it's for great Knicks team. Obviously, the championship.
That was the last championship team. But Jalen Brunson being an all-star. Yeah, it was just a matter of and do you have the full Eastern Conference?
I just saw it get tweeted out by Shams. The full Eastern Conference starters: Jalen Brunson, Donovan Mitchell in the backcourt, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Jason Tatum, Karl-Anthony Towns in the front court.
Yeah, I have no complaints.
I think justice was served. I think this was right. I think these are the best five players in the East.
Yeah,
that have been by position that were deserved
healthy too.
Healthy.
Yeah,
that deserved it.
Like
I definitely think so.
I get the LaMelo Ball push, but like I don't think he
I
should be an
don't,
all-star. Like no, I mean I get it from like just because
because
kids
he's
like him.
popular.
Yeah, it's one of those things. And he look super talented dude, puts up great numbers. I don't think it's just. I mean, it feels kind of looter and variety, but I actually think the Charlotte team could be like legitimately interesting next season. It's just this year. I mean, Brandon Miller's out.
Yeah, they've had a lot of injuries. Mark Williams was hurt.
They were playing pretty well before LaMelo Ball got hurt, but he did get hurt. And Jalen Brunson's just been more meaningful again. Like he's played absolutely just out of his mind since he got to New York, basically, and is playing meaningful basketball and is coming through meaningful minutes. Before we got on here, we were talking about how the Knicks were kind of playing with their food in that game against the Nets. And you kind of look up and it's like, man, this hasn't been an awesome month for them. And are they really going to blow this game at Barclays Center, which, as you would say, their second home? And by the way, I don't know if there's been a time where that hasn't been the case, because even when the Nets came over, that just so happened to be the team that the Knicks had that won 54 games.
It's never been. I will say this: it's never been like I didn't go to this game because I was going to go to the game and I didn't go to this game. But last year I went to a game and I took my daughter, and it might as well have been Madison Square Garden. I've been to a lot of Knicks Nets games at Barclays Center, and it will be like 60-40, 70-30 Knicks fans. The one I went to last year, it was like 90-10. Oh, yeah. And you know how I'm not exaggerating? Sitting in the row in front of me was a whole row of friends, dudes, all dudes who were together, about 8 dudes. They're sitting in front of me. 8 of them were Knicks fans, and one of their friends was a Net fan, and they were getting on him. And at the end, I was kind of laughing, and the guy turned around and recognized me from the show. But it was
from the trivia question I threw out there. A Still Knicks fan says Clyde, Earl, and Reed. You got Clyde.
Clyde, good guess, Ron.
Earl and Reed, you would think, but no. Asim Hamid says Dave DeBusschere. Dave DeBusschere is right. Let's see if we can get the third one.
If somebody can get the third one, it is Clyde. It is Dave DeBusschere. That was a good guess, though, Ron. Shout out to Ron.
No, I would have guessed. I definitely would have guessed Earl. I 1,000% would have.
I would have too.
I don't know if I would have guessed Reed by that point.
Yes, everybody's missing one. I'm intrigued to see if somebody.
It's too good you can't give the hint though.
No, I'm not giving a hint. No hints. No hints for the people. We love you, people, but no hints for the people. No hints for the people.
So what do you like? Do you care about All-Star starter, or do you just care like, hey, they got into the All-Star game, like that's cool? Like, what do you make of this?
You know me, and we've talked about this before. I know you probably and I have talked about this in our basketball conversations. All-Stars cool. It's not what matters to me. What tells the story of the NBA and who the best players are in the league each year is all NBA. That matters to me. How do you?
They can both get, actually.
What'd you say?
They can both get that.
I think both these guys are on track. I mean, Karl-Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson could be, I would say, Cat based on position. Probably is going to be second team. Brunson could be second team. You know, been a little shaky. He's probably likely a little more third team, I would say, this year. But both can make all NBA. If you at the end of the season, you're 2 of the top 15 players in your league, and obviously a lot of that depends on health. Knocking on wood for y'all Knicks fans out there. But I think that they absolutely could. I think they could make all NBA. I think they could make all NBA.
Yeah, Brunson's gonna have a tougher time, I think, even like because with Cat, he'll get in. His numbers are too absurd. I think Brunson will get in. I think it'll probably be third team though, because once you start factoring in like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, unfortunately Luka Doncic is not going to be able to qualify.
No.
But you still have like Anthony Edwards, for example, right?
Who has a good one. Ron says the lefty. I bet can't remember his name. He is bald. Ron, you're warming up. That's all I'm going to say.
You don't want to give it to him.
That's all I'm saying. Nah, Ron, hey Ron, you know I love you, man. It's Brooklyn all day.
There we go.
There you go. I seen Hamad gets it. Shout out.
He stole it.
I seen got the last one. Bill Bradley. I seen Hamad comes through.